I'd like to ask the world to pay attention to Brazil in the next months because there's this gigantic threat that we'll have a battle in the country right after the new president is announced.
Assim como aposentamos a máquina de escrever lá atrás, aposentou-se o orelhão também, ninguém mais sabe o que é orelhão, né? As coisas vão mudando, só não muda a urna eletrônica, essa não muda, tá? Não estou desconfiando, eu estou dizendo que nós devemos nos precaver para não sermos surpreendidos. Depois que acontece, não adianta você pedir VAR.
My name is Cristina Tardáguila. I'm the founder and the owner of Lupa, the biggest fact-checking organization in Brazil so far. There's no doubt that the campaign overall in Brazil is being flooded once more with mis and disinformation. Of course, both sides, I'm talking about President Bolsonaro and former President Lula, they both are using the same disinfo tactics. They are all over WhatsApp. They are all over Telegram. They have bunches of videos here and there. However, once more, we are definitely seeing lots and lots of content published by Bolsonaro supporters traveling faster in internet. We have caught dozens of false polls results. We have seen 2 deepfakes already in the campaign and are both created by the Bolsonaro side of the conversation.
A campanha de Bolsonaro criou e impulsionou no Google um site com notícias e conteúdos negativos envolvendo o concorrente principal dele, Lula.
Lulaflix is a page that looks very like Netflix and brings a bunch of videos where Lula is being attacked, and also his party, the work party, PT. And well, there has been a very huge controversy around this website because for those who are supporting former President Lula, current #1 in the polls for voting, say that there are tons of falsehoods, tons of distorted video, manipulated information there. So some people called up to the Superior Electoral Court, which is the branch that takes care of election in Brazil, asking to get the justice, the sentence that is needed to take the page down. However, the TSE has not taken the page down. It has decided that it's only forbidden to promote the page, which means supporters of Bolsonaro cannot put money to make this website go even further in the campaign. But it's already a big thing. It's already being seen and read by many people. The latest information that I have here, it has about 700,000 views in about 2 minutes, which is a very good number, a very gigantic number, even though you are in Brazil. So yes, Bolsonarism is still big in the disinfo and misinfo universe. In 2018, I think not only all the fact checkers in Brazil, but also all the voters were very surprised because they were hit for the first time with this gigantic flood of mis and disinformation, not only in Facebook, but strongly on WhatsApp. WhatsApp was heavily used. And we had this really crazy video with a baby bottle with a penis on it that was being said to be part of Fernando Haddad's promises for education, supposedly, and that was completely false, and it's still false, that if Fernando Haddad from the Workers' Party had won, he would have delivered those baby bottles to kindergarten, so the discussion about gender could take place in that level, in that age of education. That was a gigantic falsehood, and it traveled really, really fast. In 2018, Brazilians weren't very aware about what fake news was. So many of them, unfortunately, believed what they were seeing and getting on their family and friends groups. In the 2020 election so far, we're talking about the first round, Brazilians are much more prepared to face fake news, right? There are more fact checkers, and the group of fact checking effort is stronger and very well connected. Big media, and I'm talking about legacy media, I'm talking about television, radio stations, they are all also fact-checking content in prime time, which is a gigantic push. Then what we see, and it's definitely very important, is that the electoral justice is all about mis and disinformation. They created a anti-disinformation committee back in the beginning of 2022. And this anti-disinformation committee brings together, of course, not only fact checkers, not only the justice, but also 11 platforms. They came to the conversation, they sat down with the justice, and they made an agreement, a MOU, a memorandum of understanding, expressing exactly what they would do to fight mis and disinformation. And now that we're in the middle of the campaign, they're actually putting that in place. Then there's the third factor is the population is much more aware of what the impact of falsehood can be. Brazil just had this horrible pandemic moment. Brazil had a president that was against vaccines, that was a big denier of COVID-19, and kind of understood the fake news can be very dangerous and can affect your life, not only in health, but also in politics. The country will be split. There will be, of course, two sides of the stories. Those who believe the results of the voting machines and those who do not, just like it happens in the United States, right? We are expecting a gigantic wave calling the elections a fraudulent voting processes. We are ready to do so, to fight that back. The voting machines have been tested, have been working in Brazil since 1996. And with no proof of a fraudulent episode. So there are tons of data to protect the system. This is one thing that Brazil does very well. It's the voting processes. So there will be no doubts about the results. I'd like to ask the world to pay attention to Brazil in the next months, because while in the invasion of the US Capitol, there were 5 people killed. In Brazil, in this year, we've had 26 people killed for political reasons. So there is this gigantic threat, and it's real, and I don't want to be alarming, that we'll have a battle in the country right after the new president is announced. So it would be amazing if the world could pay attention to it.